The world as we know it is infested with evil, without and within.
Yes.
In most instances, we are only aware of the evil without. We assume the evil within. And if you look at it very well, you'd find that the evil within is more dangerous even than the ones that we see. And if not diagnosed early, it can lead to fatality, just like cancer. It eats up without notice. It kills as you still walk. And if you do not get effective treatment, then it may overwhelm you. Like cancer, if diagnosed in a late stage, it may go, but it will resurface in a different form. In most cases, stage 4, deadly, you're going to die. Now, evil operates in the same manner. That brings us to today's episode, the amazing disgrace.
Yes. Remember, you're talking about origins, culture, and history.
Yes.
Noah and his family, as they leave the ark, they start a whole new world, him and his sons. But there's something interesting. Genesis chapter 9 verse 18.
Yes.
It says, and the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. Someone interesting being mentioned there. Then when you continue reading, you find that Noah planted a vineyard. And verse 21 says, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his 2 brethren without.
Wow. Now this is interesting.
Yes.
We find a new character mentioned in the list of the sons of Noah. It is Canaan. Now if you read deeply, you'll find Canaan is Ham's son, like they say, the last born. Question is, why is he mentioned among the sons of Noah?
Very interesting.
Very interesting. The second thing we find that Noah drinks wine, and then he is uncovered in the tent. Now, what is this uncovering that Ham saw? And what does it mean to see, or to see the nakedness of one's father?
Yes.
A very interesting point. And, Moses is writing within a context, within a culture. And there are phrases, there's a form of language used that if we don't get our hands to it, we may miss a very, very important point that he's trying to communicate. Now, Noah wakes up from his wine, of course, and then he realizes that Ham has seen his nakedness. It is the brothers of Ham who tells him, that is Japheth and Shem.
Yes.
They are brothers, right?
Yes.
Now, on this curse that Noah pronounces, does he curse Ham for his actions, or the curse extends to someone else?
Okay.
Yes.
That gives us the verse 24 of chapter 9. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
Yes.
God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
Interesting. So we are finding Noah cursing Canaan, not Ham.
Yes.
That means that Canaan had something to do with this act of seeing a father's nakedness, right? And then as you go on, you find Canaan is cursed, and he is servant of servants to his brethren. Now, why is Noah pronouncing this curse on Canaan, and why is he mentioning his Canaan's brethren? And notice the brethren mentioned here are Japheth and Shem,
Yes.
Noah's sons. So does it mean Canaan is somehow brother to Shem, Ham, and Japheth, or what is it talking about here? So let us go and examine other writings of Moses to see this style of writing, or this hidden language that is, and the information that is trying to pass, so that we understand. And that takes us to Leviticus chapter 18,
Verse
and you'll
8.
give us verse 8.
Yes.
Yes.
The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness.
Well, the nakedness of your father's wife thou shalt not uncover, for it is the nakedness of your father.
Yes.
The whole of chapter 18 of Leviticus talks about prohibited sexual relations, right? So when it talks about uncovering, it's not taking off the clothes, your mom's clothes, no. It is having a sexual relation.
Sad.
That is sad. So we are finding if you have a sexual relation with your mother, you have uncovered her nakedness. And as that, it is translated as uncovering the nakedness of your father. But Ham does not uncover the nakedness, he sees the nakedness.
Oh, interesting.
Could there be other information we can find from Leviticus to help us understand and unearth this mystery?
Okay, so Leviticus 20 verse 17, and if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of thy people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness. He shall bear his iniquity.
Interesting. So the chapter also talks about prohibited sexual relations.
Yes.
In this case now it talks about brother and sister. This time Israelites had grown in number, and now there were those prohibitory remarks. So it is said, like, if you see the nakedness of your sister and your sister sees your nakedness, it is something that is wrong. And seeing the nakedness here is also translated as uncovering, for he has uncovered her nakedness. So let us pick interesting lessons there. Uncovering and seeing are used in these forms to mean the same thing.
Yes.
And when we go back to chapter 18, verse 8, now uncovering or seeing the nakedness of your father's wife or your mother is like uncovering or seeing the nakedness of your father. Now, when we go back to Genesis, let us now ask, what did Ham do? Ham saw the nakedness of his father.
Yes.
Now, Ham had a sexual relations with his father's wife or his mother.
Yes. Sad.
And out of this illicit affair, Canaan is born.
Sad.
And that is why by the time Noah is making this pronouncement, he mentions Canaan, which means Canaan is existing. So he curses the seed of the illicit affair, Canaan, plus his generation.
Yes.
And by extension, it tells Canaan that he will serve the brethren. Who are the brethren? Shem
And Japheth.
and Japheth. And that explains in the 18th verse of chapter 9, where now Canaan is mentioned among the sons of Noah. And that explains why if it is Ham who saw the nakedness of the father, now it is Canaan receiving the curse. Sin within is dangerous. Though we see iniquity wiped out by the flood, it still persisted in the family of Noah. And there's a verse that you are to give us.
Yes, Jeremiah 17,
Yes.
verse 7, verse 9.
Yes.
It says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You know? Dear viewer, our hearts are very deceitful.
Yes.
Our only solution is giving our hearts to Jesus, that he may change it from within,
Yes.
and that we may be transformed people. Do you have a relationship with Jesus? Watch us in our next episode, and may God bless you.
May God bless you.
Amen.